Hello, welcome to Just Bird Tarot. Welcome. This is going to be a reading for Wendy Williams. We've been hearing a lot about Wendy over the past, 5 or 6 years, but, she's been going through a difficult time during the year of 2022. So I just thought I'd do a reading for Wendy Williams and see what's to come for Miss Wendy and what comes out for her. The first card deals with the first house, and this is, her ego and self-image, how she views herself. This is ruled by the sign of Aries, and the ruling planet is Mars, and the astrological association is Aries. I hope you can hear me. Let me just try to bring my mic over a little bit here. Realizations and epiphanies. So Wendy sees herself and views herself as somebody who's coming to terms with some things. She's, realizing some things here. So let's clarify that for Miss Wendy. Supreme Court temporarily extends Trump-era Title 42 immigration policy. I'm just reading the headlines from ABC News. Let's see. Wendy Williams. All right. Depletion. Okay, lack of resources. So Wendy's tired. She knows that she's tired, and lack of resources is Wendy could also know that she's financially coming to this realization that she doesn't have as much as she once did. She could just be really exhausted as well as, tired, physically, mentally, spiritually drained, coming from a place of lack and whatever she's, I guess, coming to terms with her life. So let's see her current economical affairs, okay? This is her current economic affairs. The astrological sign of Taurus, and the ruling planet is Venus for the second house for Miss Wendy Williams. All right. New exercise program. So there's something new here for her career. Now, I don't know if that's going to have anything to do with exercise, if that's something that she's looking into. Maybe she's going to do some kind of health regimen. Not sure, but it's new. Her finances are, it's new, and she has to exercise new financial planning and ways to go about business with her monies. So let's see. This is currently, because once we get to her 6th house, we'll be dealing with her future economic affairs. So let's keep going. Let's just clarify this for Miss Wendy Williams. Okay. Wendy Williams Hunter, dialogue, sensible discussion. Okay, so she may be talking. This may be like the works of a talk show podcast, as she calls it, podcast. I don't know. I'm a little... Let me keep my personal opinions to myself. How about that? Sensible discussion and exercise program. Her current economical affairs. So she's trying to, she's realizing some things that maybe her finances are just as depleted as she is, and she's trying to have new dialogue about her finances and her, where she goes from here. So that's currently her finances. So going along the lines of communication for Miss Wendy Williams, I'd call her the mouth of the South, but she's not really Southern now, is she? Maybe if she's down in Florida. Let's see. Communication for Miss Wendy Williams. This is the astrological sign of Gemini, and the ruling planet is Mercury, her 3rd house, okay? So, house of communication. What's going on for Wendy's? What do we have? Relationship dynamics. And it was in the reverse, but this is an oracle. This, as far as like reversals in this deck, I would say it's a really heed warning. Like it's a pay attention to this particular card. This could be playing out more heavily within Wendy's life and its relationship dynamics. So she is very... she wants love. That's all she talks about. When Miss Wendy Williams wants love in her life. And, Good for her. So that's what she's talking about. Maybe she's going to start a podcast and, talking about dating over, for women of a certain age. But let's see. I'd be all in, Miss Wendy. Let's see. Let's just do this. Interaction, swapping stories. See, there's something here talking about. So she could be talking to somebody as far as communicating, but this could also be career communications. She's, talking about swapping stories. So this could be representative of, like, when she talks about, Madonna coming for an interview at her podcast. I understand what she's saying. It could be something like that, where she's going to bring people in and start sharing their stories about relationships. She could be communicating a lot. Just sharing within interpersonal relationships, friends, family, co-workers, as well as romantical situations. Well, only she would be able to really clarify any of this unless it comes out in the headlines, okay? So just entertainment. House and home is her. This is the fourth house and represents her house and home, the astrological sign of Cancer, which Wendy is the sign of Cancer, and the ruling planet is the moon. Wendy Williams was born on July 18th. So let's see. House and home, spiritual growth. So she's growing within her home. She's coming to some realizations within self and the way that she views herself. So it is playing out in her home, spiritual growth. So she spends a lot of time at home, or at least she used to. I'm can't really speak for her. I only know what she's ever shared on her show, and from back in the day, her radio days. Been following Wendy Williams since early, like 90s. Let's see. Tranquility. All right, so she's feeling zen in her household. She's at peace. That's good to hear. That Wendy's at peace. She's centered and serene, and it says spiritual growth, which could be in the form of just peace and quiet. It doesn't mean that she's in there all woo 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 and I don't know. Have you ever tried to meditate? It's like a fruitless effort for me because I cannot slow my brain down long enough to quiet it and think about nothing. The entire time I'm thinking about, am I thinking about nothing correctly? So it doesn't really work for me. Anyhow, let's move on to the SEX life. We know that Miss Wendy Williams has no shame in her game. She, if she's in love, and if she's in need, if she has a physical need, I would say that she would have no problem. But then I also view her differently as a sign of Cancer. I can't really see her having casual SEX. I think she has to have that, in order to have the incredible, she's going to have an incredible case of the feels at the same time. So let's see. I don't think it works any other way. She'd be highly disappointed in the act itself and probably in herself knowing better. This is dealing with the SEX as well as entertainment, which Wendy is a part of, luck, and this is the astrological sign of Leo, and the ruling planet is the sun. So let's see. We've got way too many, so I'm going to take this one. End of an era. Yep. So Wendy's okay with that. She is okay. Good grief. I have been recording without a mic. Son of a blip. I'm going to keep going on, and then I'm just going to come back to the first few houses for Miss Wendy Williams. End of an era. Let's see, because I don't know which mic is picking up anyway, if it's this mic or if it's the mic up there, so I apologize. I'll do a voiceover if I have to. End of an era for the SEX and entertainment. So she knows she's beginning a new chapter in her life, Miss Wendy Williams. Just to break this down, just to reiterate, because I've been a putz here, is the realization and epiphanies, okay? Depletion, lack of resources is how Wendy views herself, as tired, but she knows that things are happening. Like she's coming, she knows it's time to retire, and she also knows that she lacks resources. She no longer has the networking and the things that used to be at her disposal. She understands this. The ego is actually on point as far as like ego. I would say that Wendy, as far as so far, we're into her fifth house, but she's in a really good place because in her current economic affairs, we have dialogue and sensible discussion and a new exercise program. So she's talking about new ways how to spend her money, what to do with her finances, and she knows like that there could be less than she is used to. Okay, and then we go into her third house of communications. All right, and this is there's relationship dynamics. Okay, so she's talking, she wants a relationship. Wendy's all about love. I want love, I want love, I want love, love, love in my life. So Wendy wants interaction, swapping stories. That's what we have, interaction and relationship dynamics. So that's what she wants to talk about. It may be on her talk show, it may be in her life. She's very free. I know this is what she wants. It's very easy to say because she has said this herself. There is nothing woo-woo-wooey about this reading. This is just reiterating what's already been said. All right, we go into her house and her home. This is her fourth house, right? She has spiritual growth, also tranquility and centered and serene. Miss Wendy Williams this is what I'm saying. She's at peace. Y'all may think that she's off her rocker. She's at peace. She's also, she's older and she's ill. But she's at peace. She's clearing out some things, okay? Because she wants this in her life. And when we get up to her SEX, it's the end of an era. This also speaks about luck and entertainment. So she knows that, like, she's older. She knows this is an end of an era. I'm not out there, I'm not 20, I'm not 30, but I may be guiding people along the lines of relationships and SEX and, flipping it and flopping it and beeping it and bopping it. At her age, she will snap it, crackle it, and pop it. All right. Let's just clarify that. Now that I played catch up very quickly, the fifth house here for Miss Wendy Williams. Clarify this end of an era. All right. We'll take it. We got pledge. Bound in faith. She knows. She's looking for a partnership. Miss Wendy Williams wants a partnership, and she's looking for love in her life. So she knows it's an end of an era. She's looking for this love in her life, and she's ready for a partnership. She's ready to put the past in the past. Now, as a Cancer, she holds on to things, and she's been holding on to the end of her marriage and the dissolve of it and the humiliation of it. And just kind of the whole transitional period is coming to an end, and she's finally at peace, at least in the year 2023. This is good news for Miss Wendy Williams. We're going to move into her future, economical affairs. All right, so let's see. This is, the sign of Virgo. This is her sixth house, and it's ruled by the planet Mercury. All right, her future economic affairs for Miss Wendy Williams. Volunteer. Not paid. She's going to volunteer. Very good. So let's see what she's going to volunteer for. So maybe her finances will be fine. Let's see. She may go, to volunteer to learn a new skill. She may just volunteer to help some people out because she has the time. Let's see. What do we have? Flexibility. Okay, bend, don't break. So she's probably going to be working for little or nothing. She's, bending, not breaking, and she may be volunteering. She just, she'll bend but not break. Her finances have been kind of tied up, I'd love to be able to clarify that further, but this is nosy enough. I don't want to be invasive. But she's so at peace, like she's just kind of coming to terms with things, and this is in her future. And here, Raggedy Ann is laid out, right? But she doesn't break. So I could see that Wendy may, she may have a timeout, basically. She may have a timeout. As far as, like, I'm talking about career-wise, right? Career-wise. Oh, I need to switch the setting on this. It goes to sleep after 2 minutes, which is good for me to move on, you know? So let's see what's going on here. We'll move into the 7th house. I wish I could make more sense of that. If you have an idea, let me know what that means to you as far as Wendy Williams and her 6th house of her future economic affairs. Volunteer and flexibility. Bend but don't break. Do you think that Wendy is going to go into some form of, like, exercise program where you're flexible? I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe there's some form of talking and volunteering. Bend but don't break as far as the finances. We'll look in again at another time, and you know, on Miss Wendy Williams. Look how happy she is here. Like, she's happy here. She's happy here. You know, she's surrounded by people here, and here, I don't know, just an interaction. So, you know, yeah, she's surrounded by people and a book. Look, she's relying on her faith. What book is that? It looks like Bible, but it could be the book of wisdom. I can't see. I think it's the Bible, though, or I can't tell. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to say that she's leaning on her faith or her knowledge, wisdom. You know, what is the Bible about? It's the book of wisdom, like a moral code. Good for you, Wendy. All right, and here she's laid out, so she may have a break coming up in 2023, like where she just needs a break from this financial stuff, whatever it is, you know. I think it's just on hold, where, I don't know, maybe she is learning something new where the volunteer comes in, where it's kind of like an apprenticeship, or she's working under someone, she's not being paid, you know. I would say she's not being paid. There's no income coming in, and bend don't break. Like, she'll get through this. Do not succumb. You don't let it steal your tranquility or your serenity, your peace of mind, you know, or interrupt this flow that you have going on as far as, like, building some form of a relationship with someone, whether that's like a companionship, you know. It's in the SEX there. So let's see, relationship, the 7th house dealing with Wendy Williams, relationship and marriage. This is what she's focused on. And this is the astrological sign of Libra, and the ruling planet is Venus. So let's see Miss Wendy Williams. Forgiveness. Absolutely. She has to forgive herself, and she has to forgive Kevin, and everybody and anybody who's ever been surrounding themselves in her marriage. You know, it should just be between only her and her husband, but who knows? She would know. So as far as her, she is practicing forgiveness. That's why she's feeling centered and serene, and she's grounded, and she's at peace in her home. And home is also her spirit, you know, like, house can be representative of self. For me, I mean, like, home, as far as astrology, maybe it only represents the physical house and home. However, she's at peace nonetheless. And she's focused on love and building relationships and this new way of money and dialogue and having conversations about what to do next, something new. She wants to do something new, and she's not going to be pulling any money. Just volunteer is free services. All right, forgiveness. Good for you, Miss Wendy Williams. Forgiveness. It takes time, you know, but now that she found it, she's finding the freedom, and that's when she'll really be aligned with love and be able to attract this love that she so wants to fall in love. The thing is, you want to fall in love with somebody that's just as crazy about you as you are about them. Otherwise, and because Wendy can't accept anything less than that, nobody should. All right. Adjustment, change of mind. Look at that. She is practicing forgiveness within her interpersonal relationships when it's focused on love and marriage. She's forgiving herself and others of the past, and now there's an adjustment period, right? So, and it says change of mind. Does this mean that her and Kev might work things out? I don't know. Or if she's just having a change of heart about who, what, and maybe she's dealing with somebody right now. Do you know what I'm saying? And she may be like, oh, this isn't the one for me. I'm having a change of heart. You know, I don't know. But she could also be having a change of heart about Kevin. You know, like, seriously. Where there's, I would say, like, maybe the anger is gone. You know, maybe she puts things into perspective where Wendy not only sees Kelvin's part anymore, she can see her own. And once that happens, the healing happens, and she's still in this transitional period, but she's at the end of the healing because she's practicing forgiveness. So good for you, Wendy. All right. Now, you're going to say things. People will judge someone's healing. Oh, it took her this long, blah, blah, blah. You weren't married to the man for 25 years, you know, and share a child and a luxurious life. You don't know what is shared between somebody, and to dictate how long it takes for someone to heal from pain is, geez. Focus on your own healing, that is. Subconscious. This is the astrological sign of Scorpio. This is the 8th house, and the ruling planet is Mars and Pluto. All right. Motivation. So you're motivated in the right. Wendy is motivated in the right direction. She wants things to get moving. She wants love now. She wants podcasts. She wants to be seen. She wants things now, and you know she is motivated in spirit as well as in hopefully in body. Let's see. Let's just clarify that for Miss Wendy. All right, folks. Miss Wendy Williams. Let's see. All right. What do we have? Incubation. Nesting instinct. She wants... she's motivated. See, she wants love. She wants babies, which would be grandbabies. You know, she's a cuddler, and she wants to dote on someone. She wants family. One that's, you know, tangible. You know, of course she has family. She has that dipshit brother of hers and an ailing dad. Maybe he's not ailing, but he's elder. An elderly father. She has a sister, Wanda. You know, she has that. She wants love. Oh. All right. And she's not shy about saying that. I wish she would stop saying that sometimes because it could come off as like a bit desperate. I know it's a very honest statement, but it's not that she can't say it or shouldn't say it. She should say it. It's just that media likes to clip shit and make it, you know, make her look desperate. And, you know, I don't appreciate that. But moving on to Wendy's 9th house, this is her reality, what she'll manifest. All right, this is the astrological sign of Sagittarius and the ruling planet of Jupiter. All right. Retirement. She's tired. Look, she knows, her ego knows depletion, lack of resources, that financially and energetically. But retirement. She knows this is her this is her reality. This is her reality. Retirement is Miss Wendy Williams' reality. And I think it's for the best. You know, I do not want to see Wendy come out and in podcast style, unprepared, and look, rest. Look, it's not on camera screen. Come on. I'd like to see that you're seeing this. Hello. Oh, there we go. Rest. Gather your strength. Retirement. What is retirement? Rest. Wendy needs rest, and this is her reality. She's taking it. She's happy though. Wendy's happy, and I don't see Wendy coming back. Like, at least not in the way that she ever was before. She's talking about something new, doing something new. Maybe it's something new behind the scenes, you know. Well, listening to Wendy's, you know, more current interviews and mindsets, I'm not interested. I want Wendy to be well. I would love to have, you know, to see Wendy sit down with somebody else, you know, a credible journalist, one that has integrity, that's not going to, you know, chop it up and make it appear to be anything other than it's not. And if Wendy's not in her right mind, enough integrity to not air stuff, you know, when people are not at their best, or, you know, worse. Let me just keep going on. That's enough commentary. Let me keep going on. But the house of 10, I always say that. I don't know. The 10th house, this is dealing with social standing. So this is how others view Wendy. What is Wendy's social standing? And this is the astrological sign of Capricorn and the ruling planet Saturn. All right. Take the next step now. So everybody, see, Wendy's wants retirement. Wendy's reality is she's tired, she needs rest. This is her reality, her 9th house. She needs rest and retirement. That's her reality right now. And people want her to take the next step. They want her to work, you know. And I want Wendy to just be happy. And I'd love to see her do an interview, like I said, and share, like, you know, once in a while, maybe on her personal social media. But until Wendy is 100% well, and I don't want to see Wendy make a fool out of herself. You know, you don't have anything to prove. You already proved it. Now we want to see, like, you fall in love. But I don't want to see it in a reality show. Please. We don't want to see it in a reality show. The dating thing that Wendy did on her show, that was kind of really corny. As was the dude that she chose. But that too came off as like just too desperate to find love. Love, when you are aligned with it and you're there, you're getting there. So Wendy's so close. That's when it'll come in. When you're at peace without it, you know. Let's see. Unsettlement. Feeling tossed about. See, all right, so this is how the public, or Wendy's social standing, they feel people view Wendy. Like, they want to see her take the next step. And then we have unsettlement. And they see that they feel like she got kicked to the curb. And that's true. Look at Raggedy Ann, just free falling. Oh, and that's how Wendy is viewed by others. You know, that she got kicked to the curb and, like, just free falling, and they want to see her they want to see her on a podcast or back on, television or something. I don't know. Do you tune in to Sherry Shepherd? I haven't watched any Sherry Shepherd since it became Sherry Shepherd show, and I only watched when she was a co-host before Wendy's hiatus, because when Wendy went on, I didn't tune in like to the shows. I think I saw Fat Joe, like I saw clips, but I didn't tune in. I'm not there for that, like like the corny co-hosts are good if she's on vacation for, a week, but like, geez, I don't want to see that every day. This is her 11th house, all right, and this is her friends, and this is the sign of Aquarius, and this is dealing with the planet of Uranus, and we have sentimental feelings. I would say this means that Wendy's friends miss her. They carry her in high regard, and she may not feel that way. They have good sentiment for her. But that's sentimental feelings, so there's still tender feelings. Let's see. Clarify Wendy's friends for 2023. Wendy's friends. This is actually only a few months. I don't really read entire year ahead. All right. Rebuffed. Feeling left out. So this is her friends. Her friends still want to be friends with her, but she's shoved them aside. She's not in touch with her friends. But they still want to be friends. They still love you, Wendy. I know you're not listening, but they love you, Wendy Williams. So, enemies. Let's see the shitheads in her life. Wendy Williams, enemies. This is the 12th house, and it is the astrological sign of Pisces, and the ruling planet is Neptune. Wendy Williams, enemies. All right. Heavenly signs. If you made it this far, give me an idea of who you would like me to do next. Okay, heavenly signs. She's been shown. God has shown Wendy. Remember, she's up here leaning on what I'm going to call a Bible interaction. And this was falling under the sign of communication. Okay, so heavenly signs. She knows her enemies, who they are. God's shown her. Let's see. And they may be, woo, 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 someone that you least suspect, that you don't think was an enemy. Let's see, heavenly signs. This is a person that could pretend spiritual, whatever, where they are spiritual in some respect. Let's see. Life reflected. So Wendy could have an enemy that gave her a piece of art, which could be significant. I don't know how this, only person that could really clarify any of this is Miss Wendy Williams, so I'm not really going to try to what it couldn't, heavenly signs and life reflected. Let's just pull a couple of T cards because they're fun. Oh, geez. The Baron's Tarot Cross. I need sticky tape. Sticky tape. Let's see here, though. A couple of T cards for what's coming up for Miss Wendy Williams. What's going on with Wendy Williams over the next few months? Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams Hunter. All right. Bells. Ding, ding, ding. I would say this is those epiphanies. However, I don't know if any of her ailments, if she hears any kind of ringing in her ears or something along that. But I would say pay attention. She's getting, clock. Time is ticking. So time is an issue. It is 10:10 here. The alarm may sound. Like there's an alarm going off, okay? The bells. Caution. And it could literally be her morning alarm going off, folks. It doesn't have to be anything more than that, but let's just have a little imagination. Let's see. Home. And I'm playing these on the 4th house, which is her home. Home. Well, she's at peace at home. She could just be at home. There could be some things that she needs to pay attention to within her household. And time may be of an essence. If you're seeing red flags, Wendy, or anyone else, look, the hat. Somebody's wearing many hats in her home. This could mean that Wendy is going to do podcast from her home. This could, it could mean a number of things, and only Wendy could really say, right? What else does a hat do? Hat covers, and this one has. So she's covered in her home. Even if pay attention to alarms. She could have a false alarm, like a fire alarm, but there's something. Where time and chime, but you have a covering over your house, so that's good. And that's what I'm going to leave with Wendy Williams. Sorry about the mishap in the beginning with the audio. I hope it's better and you stuck around anyway. Bye.